Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Janine McGowan, and this is my Flosstube channel about cross stitch and all the other stuff. Is there other stuff apart from cross stitch? Some stuff. All right. Boy, I don't know about you, but it has been a week here, so I am very excited to chat with you first, and then maybe have some time off this weekend to just stitch and relax, maybe bake something. That would be really fun. I know next weekend we're planning to clean the garage and do some yard work, so I think I'd better get my relaxing in this week while I still have a chance, because I have a feeling next weekend's going to be booked up. All right, jumping right into it. First off this week is stitching in action, and I have two great things to show this week. The first is the Language of Flowers Spring. This was stitched by Sarah E. She stitched this on a 20 count fabric that she dyed herself, and she used 2 strands of the recommended DMC threads to get a little extra texture, which I think looks so great. She also tucked her initials at the bottom right, and this is something actually that both of the Stitching in Actions did this week, and I love it. I have not done that, but I love the tiny little initials, the date, all of that, so I'm probably going to start doing more of that to personalize, because you know I'm not afraid to get drunk with power and change things, so I think that's a great way to do it. All right, second one is Summer Squirrel. This one is stitched by Leanne B, another stitcher, putting the tiny initials in the date. I love it. I love everything about it, so thank you both for sharing that, and those are up on the website. As always, if you're stitching a blue flower design and you want some ideas about maybe fabric substitutions or just to see things that other stitchers have done, there's a whole section for that, so you can appreciate all the creativity that is out there. All right, moving on. What I'm stitching, I have a finish because I'm going to show the chart first, because of the lovely Amanda, Alba Stitcher, doing a Blackbird Christmas sal over the month of May. I didn't do all of the various Christmas ones, but I picked one that's been in my stash for quite a while, and I finished it, and I'm so excited. So this one is Feliz Navidad from Blackbird Designs. You can see it's got a really muted color palette, beautiful as always. I mixed it up a little bit and stitched it on this slate green fabric from Lakeside, and I love it. I love the way it came out. I love the colors. I kept mostly the same colors in the scheme. There was a purple that I couldn't quite work, so I went with a darker red, but I just think they came out so beautifully. It's got a few little eyelet stitches, which are great. Yeah, that was really fun. So I'm going to send this off for finishing here very shortly, but thank you, Amanda, for the motivation. And now this is done. So it goes in the done pile, which is nice. The other thing that I'm working on, because I did finish a little bit early in May, so I went back to personal stitching, and I'm still working on the Pandemic Sampler by Christy. Sarcygirl on Instagram, and I'll put all the info on all of these in the notes, but such a fun stitch. I've been stitching it on brown gray linen from xJuDesigns, and I got a little bit more done. Let's see, I think these 2 elements here are new, and then this section here, and I've done a little bit more on the borders, but really enjoying this, just meandering along, choosing colors as I go, so this is really fun, and I'm excited to keep going on this. I don't know if I'm going to start anything new for a while. We'll see. But I want to stick with that one for a little bit longer. All right, Stash Spotlight. As promised last week, this week, I'm going to talk about some linen. So the first ones I wanted to show are from xJuDesigns, and I love her linen, as many of you already know. I love the color range. I love its Zweigart base, which is my personal preference. And she does lovely things. I belong to the Linen of the Month Club, getting Prim colors, and every time you get a package from her, you get a little something extra, a little free chart, a little piece of hand-dyed thread, so it's really very personal and lovely, and that's something I could do better. I tend to package things and not think of putting something extra in, and I think that I always enjoy receiving it, so I should make sure that I'm giving it as well. But I have several very lovely colors. Let's see, I should have put a white piece up. This first one is from the Prim May, and it's called Ghostly Shadows. Look at that, so pretty. The second one is Willow Green. Turn it around here a little better. You know I love green. It's a nice soft color with a lot of gray in it. It's a little hard to see as usual, but that's fine. This is the April Prim fabric called Biscuit. That would be good for so many things. And this one is called Peacock Blue. Also, just lovely, lovely. So I'm really looking forward to using those. Now, of course, when I was at Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas last month, I took the opportunity, I looked at every single piece of 40 count they had. I'm not going to lie, I totally did that. But it was wonderful. One of the best things about being in a shop is being able to look at the linen in person instead of on the screen. So I took full advantage. And I'm just going to show a couple of things here. This first one is a Newcastle linen. Again, I'm really enjoying exploring the not over-dyed as much as I love over-dyed, but the standards. This is called Water Green. Let's see. Again, it's tough to see, but it's got a lot of gray in it. Really useful color, I think. Yeah, so that one I'm looking forward to using. This is another Newcastle, just straight up not over-dyed. This one's called Lagoon. Such a beautiful tropical blue. Very good for summer. Now these next two, I'm not sure who made them, and I need to do a little bit more research. This first one is called Nutmeg, and it's a lovely kind of pinky color. I know one of these two they thought was an old silk weaver. I think it's actually this one, which is called Meadow Mist, a very pale green. But I don't know if this one or the Nutmeg was the silk weaver, and I don't know who then made the other one. And then these last two are pictureless plus. This one is Bramble. So pretty. I don't know how I didn't have a piece of this before, but very pretty. My poor camera is struggling to see what I wanted to focus on, but life's hard for all of us. The next one is called Rosewood. Again, it's hard to show up. It's much more pink than it's looking on the camera here, but that's the way it is. Busy morning here, as you can see. All right, and then just a couple of things that I got when I was also a mix between Stitcher's Paradise and my orders from the Needlework Expo earlier this year. The first one I got at Stitcher's Paradise is this amazing one from Heartstring. Cross stitch is my grounding force. And if you've seen the models, they have two, one on a darker fabric and one on a lighter. I love them both. I have no idea which one I'm going to choose, but very excited to stitch that. The other one I got when I was there is one that I had seen before but not really noticed, and it's this Rosewood Manor ABC Tapestry. And it looks kind of big and overwhelming, and what I really noticed when I was in the shop is they had done a version of just the owner's last name. So she had picked out the individual letters and done them all in different colors, so it was a little bit more like it shows on the back, and it was so fun. So I went ahead and picked that one up. I might do, maybe a Christmas drum with joy or peace or something else, maybe do my initials, something like that. So looking forward to doing that one. Then the two that I have to show from the Needlework Expo earlier this year. This first one, Butterfly Garden, right here from the Elegant Thread. Such a beautiful one. Of course it's green, and look at that big green butterfly. So pretty. I can't wait to stitch that. And then the second one, and the reason for the delay in getting the order was that I was waiting for this one to arrive, from the Marvelous Fox and Rabbit. Look at this, Elizabeth Cooper, 1866, with a greyhound in the middle and butterflies. That's just awesome. So lots on my plate. If I start new starts, we'll see how it goes. All right, on to the world around. This week it is cicadas. Some of you experience cicadas all the time. I never had until we moved to Texas in 2015. And so we moved to Texas, and suddenly there's this very strange noise in the trees, and we're recording it on our phones, trying to figure out what is making this really unusual noise, but had only heard the noise, had never actually seen cicadas. Now, I'm going to back up a little bit and tell you, when we moved to Texas, we didn't actually visit before we bought the house. We just picked it online. And because housing is more expensive in Portland than it is in Dallas, we were looking at all these beautiful houses that we could afford and thinking, is there a trick? Is there something wrong with these? Are they haunted? Is there toxic waste? Is there something wrong? Are they evil houses? And so after, we'd finally identified, oh, cicadas are making that noise. Still haven't seen them. I come out of the front door one day and there is just this carpet of wild, enormous bugs with giant red eyes on my front porch. And big part of my brain is saying, evil house. I knew it. But not an evil house, just cicadas. So the picture that I've got here is from a photographer called Oksana Ware, and it was featured in an article recently. Her daughter was actually not very excited about cicadas, and so she started making little sets for them to be on, and they did the Olympics and a number of other things. And so this time I'm putting up one of her photos for the happy, not evil cicadas for everyone who is enjoying them. Okay, we had a tiny break there because my son was getting ready to go to work and getting picked up, so there was some barking. But we're back now, and I've collected my thoughts. I'm telling you, it's been a week. Anyway, questions. I actually have a question for you, and it's about vacation. Vacation has been on my mind recently because I've been talking to several people who are on vacation now or about to take vacation, and it made me think that it's been years since I've had an actual vacation. I've had days off of my regular job, but generally for something not vacation like moving or going to market. And I can't remember the last time I had a week off. So I've been really thinking about that. I would love to have a week off, but it just made me think I'd love to hear from you on your vacation, the vacation that you're having, the vacation that is in your plans, the vacation you remember, the vacation you're just imagining, as I am right now, the vacation that gives you hope for getting through the busy, busy times. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you on your vacation ideas, memories, plans, dreams, whatever it is. So let me know. All right, best thing this week is it's coffee. It's all the coffee. Coffee is really getting me through right now. So that's all I have to say for best things. Moving on to giveaway. So last week, the giveaway is because I had 3 new releases. I'm drawing 3 winners who used the word sand, and they can pick any of the new or old, if you prefer, releases. So without further ado, the 3 winners are, first, Diane Flowers, who likes to get sand between her toes. Second, Nancy D., who actually has seen cedar waxwings eating strawberries in her yard, which is just so awesome, and who went to the ocean earlier this week, but goes to the rocky, beautiful shore instead of one of the more coastal sand beaches. Nancy, I think you and I are the same. And then Emily Wells is the 3rd winner, who is in Australia, so it's getting a little bit colder. They're not heading to the beach maybe the way that we are, but I'm sure they will be soon when we're in the midst of rainy, gray days. I hope rainy, because boy, could we use it here in Nevada. Those are the 3 winners. If you get in touch with me and send me your contact information, let me know what chart you'd like, I will get it off to you. All right, giveaway this week. Got the last of this series to give away. This is Sampler of the Season by Brenda Gervais. I love this. I love the big sunflowers around the edge. I love the swans in the yard because, of course, if you have a yard, why not have swans? That's the way I think of it. Anyway, if you want to win this one, use the word summer in your comment. Maybe tie it into your vacation or not. I'm always enjoying the creativity people have when they use the keyword. So send me your summer comments. We'll do a drawing for that winner. And then next weekend, I'll have a special giveaway tied into the joint design that I did with Steph from Lindy Stitches. So something to look forward to. Announcements. All right. So some of you may have seen, I'll flashback earlier, in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, I did the first of the Seasons of the Heart. This was spring. Just a little pillow. Quick little design. This time it is summer. So we've got a cat, a Biscuit, there's a little, oh, wrong hand there. We've got a little mouse with a watering can and his tomatoes. I hope he does better at growing tomatoes than I ever have. Dragonfly, summer flowers. So that is in the summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and there's a dot from Zappy Dots available as well. So if you're interested, contact your shop because they'll have that. That's it for me. Little puppy video coming after this, and then I am going to go and do a little bit of hardcore relaxing before we get back into it. Possibly even go for a little bit of extra coffee. So I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Bye.